April 12th was a day I was looking forward to because I expected the biased media to finally come to their senses and rate the most milked franchise in gaming, God of War, and give it the proper score it deserves, which is around a 6. But instead, what do I wake up to? PlayStation fans celebrating in the Twitter streets for God of War has received universal acclaim. It has a 94 on Metacritic right now, and I am completely stunned, completely dumbfounded that once again the biased media is doing Sony's job for them. Don't these reviewers know that it's like the 25th God of War game? And apparently it might be the best one yet? But yet Halo, which has only had about 4 games, each one gets rated worse and worse than the last one? I will not stand for this anymore. And I'm calling out each and every one of these sites that gave a 10 out of 10 or 100, Dual Shockers, Telegraph, Guardian, Polygon, Easy Allies, WCCF Tech, PlayStation Lifestyle, Push Square, IGN, Destructoid, all these sites. I want to know how much Sony is paying you. Can't be a lot, because the company's close to going out of business. It's close to declaring for bankruptcy. So it must only be a few dollars. But honestly, what is so special about this game? It doesn't have a kraken. There's nothing in the Norse mythology that rivals the amazing kraken that you can find in Sea of Thieves. In fact, God of War, in this game, Sony thought it was appropriate to remove the jump function from Kratos himself, a core gameplay-defining element in the previous God of War games. They felt it was appropriate to remove it. And yet, here we are. It's the best God of War game ever. And they removed a huge feature from the previous God of War games. There's talk of bosses that you can skip by hitting a skip button. They say it's optional, but we know what it is. It's a skip button. And yet here we are, once again. A PlayStation game getting a 94. When is the biased media going to call out Sony for these one and done games that offer no replayability? Let's just call it like it is. It's the Rent Station 4. They're one and done. They don't offer the hundreds of hours and some of the other games as a service games that are dominating the industry. Who wants to pay $60 for a game where you can't even jump? Not me, folks. Not me. I definitely I was trying to keep up the facade for as long as I could, but I couldn't anymore. I was running out of things to actually say. And well, hopefully you guys know I was obviously making fun and just trying to be entertaining in the beginning of this thing. Hopefully it came across pretty clear, but my lord, a 94 on Metacritic for God of War. Now, I had predicted a 92 because I thought it was going to hit well with reviewers, because I kind of looked at the Horizon Zero Dawn stuff at an 89. I was like, this one's going to do better. And I was right, but I was very low, right? A 92, and it's ended up being a 94, and it could go even higher, a 95. Sounds like we're in for a treat on April 20th, next week. Can't wait to play the game, and I'm dying to see how, people damage control a game getting, great review scores. It's going to be funny. And, I woke up early, really couldn't sleep well last night. And honestly, PlayStation Nation is having a blast on Twitter, and great games are to be celebrated, I'm dying to play this game. I haven't read a single review. There's a whole bunch of them, but I don't need to read the reviews. I was going to get the game regardless because it looked like a game I was very interested in. But you see that score, especially with how, in my opinion, reviewers are harsher this gen compared to the others, and this one stands out as like, damn, this is better than The Last of Us, potentially? Better than Uncharted 4? Maybe potentially the best game of this generation? It's like, holy cow, are we in for a treat here or what? God of War has been reinvented? The kid isn't a, worrisome spot that some people thought about. The combat is fulfilling and not repetitive. That it's a really fresh take on a cinematic experience, powerful narrative, best looking game of all time. I mean, the praise this game is getting is absolutely insane. And here I was thinking, Far Cry 5, a game which I completely adored, I completely loved. I gave a 9.5 because of all the reasons I gave in my review. And it's looking like potentially this game might outdo that, and I thought that was going to be hard to do because of how much I enjoyed Far Cry. But less than a month later, and here we are, and potentially we might have a contender not only for Game of the Year, but Game of the Generation. And not only that, Detroit Become Human is the next month. And then Spider-Man on September 7th. Have you guys seen the gameplay clips that Game Informer has been doing? The combat and how it looks like almost Batman Arkham meets Devil May Cry? It's insane how well these games look, how amazing the graphics are, how great the combat looks. I mean, I'm dying to play all these different games, and I don't really know what else to say. It doesn't really seem like there's a bad review out of the bunch. I looked through them all. There's not even really an outlier. When you look at a game that gets really high reviews, you expect one site, maybe two sites to buck the trend and kind of give it a really low score to maybe essentially drive clicks and traffic to their website. But I haven't seen it yet. Now, that's not to say it won't come. Maybe it will after more reviewers get their hands on the game and someone wants to rate it a 50 or a 70 or whatever it would be to just, get the fanboy angry army on them. But my God, a 94 with the potential to go up to 95. And even if it drops to a 93, it's not that big of a deal. But there aren't really any outliers. I mean, you saw the list as I was scrolling through it. All those 100s. And there's some reviews aren't counted yet. Is it a great time to be a gamer or what? I know Hellblade just came to the Xbox. I put up a video for that. It's a game I love. Hopefully more people check it out. We just got done with Far Cry and here comes God of War. Detroit, State of Decay. I mean, it's like we're in heaven right now. But I'm sure some people aren't exactly too happy. That little rant I was going on in the beginning of the video, I'm sure some people probably feel exactly how, what I was saying. Of course, I was joking around, but somebody out there in the dark corners, the recesses of the internet, on Twitter or forums, probably feels exactly like I was saying. They removed the jump button. Oh my God. There's no fantastical creatures like there. It's all jokes and stuff, but somebody really feels like that. And I've already seen some back and forth between personalities on Twitter and elsewhere kind of start rubbing it in. I would advise, or at least hope, that you don't rub it in that much to Xbox only gamers. Is that kind of... I mean, it's awesome to be happy and looking forward to something, but rubbing it in just kind of, I've never really been a fan of doing that. But either way, guys, it looks like we have a fantastic game to look forward to on April 20th. I'm dying to play this game. I hope you really enjoyed that, funny take I tried to do at the beginning. Maybe it wasn't funny. Maybe I completely blew it. Let me know what you think in the comments below about all this. Are you looking forward to playing this supposed masterpiece? Hit me up with the comments. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button. Consider subscribing to the channel for more content. Hit the notification bell, all that stuff. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And hopefully I don't read so many comments about me being a dumb Xbot because of what I was saying in the beginning. Hopefully people are smart enough to have listened for a couple minutes and understood that it was all a joke. But we shall see who is really smart and who are the fools. Later, guys.